Since it's such a nice day out, I thought I'd bring this book review to you from the outside. Woo! So today I am reviewing The Storyteller by Jodi Picoult. The Storyteller is about a girl called Sage who, ever since she had a car accident which left her face scarred, she's been a bit of a recluse. She works the night shift at the bakery so she doesn't have to meet anyone, and on top of that she's having a relationship with a married man. However, when she meets Joseph Webber, who's basically considered the town saint, she finally thinks she has a friend that she can confide in. However, Joseph has a really terrible secret, and when he finally confides in her about it, she starts to question the decisions that people make and ultimately the decisions that she's going to make in the future. So overall, I have to say I absolutely love this book. I thought it was one of Jodi Picoult's best books that she's ever written. It's very heartbreaking and it's quite disturbing at times as well, so I'd say caution when reading it. There are some points where I just had to put the book down because I literally couldn't read it anymore, but it just adds to the horror of the story and the desperation that these characters faced. Most of the characters aren't very likeable. There are one or two that are, but generally none of them are particularly likeable, but that doesn't mean they're not good characters or interesting characters. They're very interesting. They're just characters which have had something horrible happen to them, and you can see how that manifests in their lives in the present day. So that's really interesting to read about. Especially Sage, she had the accident and you can see how that's completely changed her life. But what I like about this book is that it explores the actions we make, and it's not the actions that change our lives, but it's how we deal with them and how we deal with the choices we make. A lot of characters in this book are faced with the same sorts of decisions, but they make different choices as to what to do, and it really shows how that affects them in the future. I'm going to talk about the ending now, but not really giving any spoilers because it would ruin the book completely. But the ending was so heartbreaking. It was one of the biggest twists she's ever written in her entire life, in my opinion. It was a huge twist. I did not see it coming. Until maybe like the page before, I kind of guessed that something was up. And then I realised what happened, and because you get to know some of these characters so well, when you finally found out the twist, it's absolutely heartbreaking. And I just didn't see it coming, so well done Jodi Picoult, well done. I think what this book is ultimately about is that there isn't good and evil in this world, but it's just more of a grey area. But it's taking a horrifying time where people are literally making life or death decisions to kind of bring out the best and worst in people and figure out who has the capability of being evil and who has the capability of being good. So that's a really interesting topic that she's written about. In terms of the pacing, it's very much on one level, but I think it needs to be like that because you hear from so many characters, and some of the characters you hear about their entire life story, other characters you hear just about maybe 10 years of their story. So it's a lot to keep up with and it's a lot of information to take in. And while that's happening, you're kind of thinking with Sage about what she should do, whether she should accept Joseph's decision or not. So I think it was really good that the pacing was a lot slower than maybe some of her other books. Overall though, I'm going to give this book 5 out of 5 stars. I think it was absolutely amazing. Everyone should go and check it out straight away, especially if you're a fan of Jodi Picoult's writing. You will absolutely love this book. So I hope you liked that review. If you have any questions or thoughts, please leave them in the comments box below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!